A CaringBridge website is a personal health journal rallying friends and family during any type of health journey.
Here to tell us how the website keeps people updated about an individual's health is the founder of CaringBridge, Sona Marion. Great to have you here.
Good morning.
I was very excited when
Yeah.
and then I said to you, is it weird to be very excited about CaringBridge? I feel like it's connected me to so many people, friends and strangers.
Yeah, well, it helps so much when someone's in that, your life gets turned on a dime. And one of the most important things is to be connected to your friends and family and people that are going to support you. And that's what CaringBridge has been doing for 20 years.
20 years. How did you get started? Why did you decide to start this up?
Well, my background's in technology, so in the 90s, I was actually doing web-page design. But a personal journey happened. A really good friends of mine had a very premature baby. And they asked me to make those phone calls to let people know what was going on. And I realized after the second call, there's got to be a better way. And I made a website, and their daughter's name was Bridget. And Bridget's website just became this wow event of not only letting people know what's going on, but this ability to connect us and be there for each other. And from that one event, I just knew anyone going through a health journey needs to be connected to their friends and family. It brings us together and helps us heal. And fast forward 20 years, every 6 minutes, a new CaringBridge site's created now that brings families together.
So explain to people, maybe some people have kind of heard of it, but aren't really that familiar with it. So I have someone maybe in my family that ends up being ill, and I can just go recreate a site? Or
yeah, you go to CaringBridge.org, and CaringBridge is a nonprofit, and that's really important because that is a way that we have kept a really safe, protected environment. There's no intrusive ads, there's no selling of data. It's really a safe, secure environment to be able to tell your story and then to be able to visit each other and let them know what's going on. Anything from just supportive messages to helping possibly with medical expenses. It's a way to just bring us together and have this overarching idea of helping people heal, even when maybe the prognosis and the outcome isn't health. That healing type of story just resonates for the last 20 years. So
for 20 years, I'm assuming you've got some amazing stories. Any particular stories that really jump out to you? Like, this was an incredible miracle, or?
Well, even the story you were talking about earlier today of that little boy.
Lucas,
and it's those types of stories because it's amazing the connections that can happen. Usually it's with family and friends, but many times it kind of crosses a border and brings people that maybe aren't connected together, and that makes a difference in how people are healing and how people are supported.
I know I've used it, with loved ones, but then as a reporter at Valley News Live, we've also been able to follow and get updates. A lot of times, that's how families prefer to kind of release some information as well.
Right. What's been amazing over the last 20 years is just understanding these different journeys. And what we did this year as the 20th year of CaringBridge, we really started thinking about, well, how do people heal? What is that journey? And it's very different for, as you can imagine, people heal very differently. And sometimes it's not just about the health, it's more about this healing journey. We actually partnered with David McLean, who's a National Geographic photographer and documentary story. And he went out, we picked 20 families, and he went out and talked to them about healing. And if you go to CaringBridge.org/healing, you talked about that video of Lucas, there's these amazing in-depth stories about healing at CaringBridge.org/healing that just lift you up because everyone has this different definition of what healing is.
So out of those 20 stories, did you find like a common thread, or?
The common thread is two things. One, healing is a choice. You have to want to be able to heal. And the idea of health and healing are very distinct. Sometimes they're in parallel, but sometimes the idea of healing and being able to accept what we're doing is almost perpendicular to health. So it's just been this really great honor to be able to listen to these stories about healing. And there's not really a standard definition of healing. And I think individuals, we need to be able to heal. And, even as a nation, there's some healing to be done and support and bringing us together. So it's been a really wonderful conversation to be having in a very in-depth way around healing.
I like that. It's a choice.
Yeah.
I wonder how we make that choice. All right, thank you. And we're going to have more about CaringBridge right after this.